So we'll get going, get into the warm-up stretches. If you want to check yourselves on mute, now's your time to do it. If not, don't worry. But if I start echoing through, I'll probably ask you to mute, but we should be all right for now.
Yeah.
So starting off, just get a bit of space, feet about hip width apart, toes pointing slightly out. And I want you to squat down nice and low, stretch up nice and high. With stretches, as always, it's not really about getting loads of volume done, so getting loads and loads of reps. You're much better off keeping it nice and slow and controlled, getting that full range of motion just to get the whole body moving. Just make sure we're all good, all good, all good, all good. Yep, spot on. Just working through those again. Full range of motion, a lot more important than a lot of volume. Just waking up the body, getting everything moving. And relax off there. Next, what we're going to do is going to be our lunges with a twist. So stepping in, dipping down, twist over that front leg, and just alternate which leg you're stepping into as you twist across, swapping over each time. Working through those. Make sure as you twist, you're not just looking over your shoulder, you're rotating the whole upper body so that your chest points whichever way you're turning. It's going to really help get moving into the hips and into the obliques. Just trying to get the whole body moving to start with, getting blood around the body, into all of those smaller little muscles, all the awkward ones. Keep those going, just like before. It's not about loads of reps. Focus more on a nice long step, dipping nice and low, full rotation. Same on both sides. You're always going to have one side that's a little bit more wobbly than the other, but don't worry, just take them slow. And make sure you're getting nice and low into each one of those lunges. And relax off on those. Next one I'll show you from side on, so it's a little easier to see what's going on. Feet about hip width apart, toes pointing forward. I want you to put a little bend in the knee and just roll forward towards your toes. And you're looking for as much movement in your spine as you can, down to the floor, stand up into a Y shape. It's especially important you don't rush this one. So your head dropping low and then straight up high, over and over again. If you rush it, it will make you feel lightheaded and a bit dizzy, and it won't be a nice feeling. So just nice and controlled, rolling down, arching the back, all the way to the floor, stand up into that Y shape. Really long, slow range of motion. Particularly fond of this one while we're all having a slightly more sedentary version of your life. So when you're seated, it does just all sit in your lower back. It's really common for those muscles to essentially cramp up, just be too tight and underdeveloped. We want to get some movement through those, make sure they're all working properly. And just to stretch off the back from wherever you're sitting down, it's just slowly compressing it. It's just going to help stretch everything out before we get onto the main part. And relax off there. Next one, let's pop those arms out straight, palms down, drawing back, turning those palms up to draw level with the body. So just alternate that top hand, drawing all the way back, twisting those palms up, swapping over each one. Keeping that going. Just swapping that top hand, drawing back, turning those palms up. You want some of these to go a little bit higher, some of these to go a little bit lower. A lot of fibers in the chest and shoulders that we want to get moving. And a lot of them run slightly different ways. So you do need a few different planes of motion. Make sure you're driving that little finger up towards the ceiling as you twist those hands up, really stretching off the chest and shoulders. The last bit of the warm-up before we get onto the glute work. Don't even want to call it glute activation anymore, because since we've been doing these on Zoom, we've been spending a lot longer on them, and it is quite a glute workout, so it really does get those glutes working. So essentially just stage one of the workout for the glutes. And relax off there. Shake off a little bit, and we'll start off on the mats. So all you're going to need is a mat and a bit of space. And we will be starting off with glute bridges. As always, we've got our two variants. We've got your regular version, the sit-up position, pressing through the heels, squeezing the glutes at the top. If you want that more advanced version, you can have your hands down and you can be pressuring into a full body bridge. Just remember, on that more advanced version, it does take a bit more upper body strength to support yourself, especially at the top. So let's get yourselves ready. You can go with either one. You can do a mix of both, depending on how you're feeling. Completely up to you. So get your positioning and straight into those when you're ready. Main focus on both versions is putting all the force through the heels and squeezing your glutes as much as you can at the top. If you feel this in your lower back on either version, you've probably got your feet too close to your body. So take a step away, carry on with the same movement. If you're feeling it in your calf muscles a lot, they might be too far away, so take a step towards yourself and same movement. Now find that perfect positioning for the feet, where you're getting as much pressure as possible on the glutes and as little as possible on the lower back and calves, and work through pressing through the heels and really squeezing into those glutes. Main thing to remember on these is keep them slow and controlled. 5 good reps is going to do a lot more for your glutes than 20 rushed reps will. So slow and controlled, really focusing on squeezing those glutes at the top. Emptying your lungs at the top of each rep, so a really strong breath out. Work at your own tempo. Keeping those going. And final few reps. And relax off there. So whether you were doing the advanced version or the normal version, I want you to lay flat this time in that sit-up position. What we're going to do is pick one leg that you want to start on and keep that foot on the floor, cross the other leg over, and bring that foot left on the floor in line with the spine, and same movement. So just a single leg variation of it, but whichever foot stayed on the floor to work, that comes in line with the body. So bring it central on your mat, so it's in line with the spine. Everything stays the same, pressing through the heels, squeezing the glute, big exhale. But if you are starting to struggle with just one leg, what you can do is put your hands on your hips, elbows stay on the floor, push up with your hands as well, just to give yourself that extra boost if you need it. But all the rules stay the same. So if your lower back's starting to feel it, take that foot away. If your calf muscles are really starting to feel it, bring that foot a little bit closer. And remember which leg you started on. That'll be important a little bit later. Big breaths out at the top. Squeeze that glute. Slow and controlled all the way. About 15 seconds, we're going to swap over. In 3, 2, 1. Swapping over. Swapping which foot's being supported by the other, and make sure the foot that's just gone to the floor is in line with the spine. As soon as you're ready, straight into the same movement. Remember, you do have that option to pop the hands to the hips, keep the elbows on the floor and push up, giving yourself a little bit of an extra boost from the arms. If not, don't worry. Nice and slow and controlled. It's not about how many reps you can get done, it's the quality of the reps you do. Keep the high quality by squeezing the glutes and pressing through the heels. Just got about 15 seconds left on these. Working through those reps, squeezing the glutes. And relax off there. So for this next one, whichever leg you started on, I want that to be the top side. You're going to go side lying. So stack the hips, stack the knees, stack the ankles, and imagine having a 90-degree angle at the back of your knee. With your upper body, do whatever you want with your arms to get yourself supported and as comfortable as you can. From this position, what I want you to imagine doing is taking your knees as wide apart as they can, lifting up and out, but while keeping the heels close together. The heels are staying close, but you're trying to increase the distance between your knees as much as you can. So you're lifting up and out, keeping the heels close together, and that top leg should be the leg you started on when we were on the single leg glute bridges. Try and make sure your hips stay aiming forward, so they're stacked on top of each other. You're not leaning to the side each time rolling over, keeping the whole body still apart from that top leg. That's the only movement you're going to have. Should feel that building up in the sides of the glutes by now. And again, just slow, controlled tempo. Breath out with every lift. Breath in every time that knee comes back down. Keeping those going. We've got just over 10 seconds left, and then we're going to quickly swap sides. In 3, 2, 1. Swap it over. Quick change. Again, just get the position in first. Get the upper body comfortable and supported. Heels together, knees stacked, hips stacked. 90-degree angle at the back of the knee, and the exact same movement. This is your weak leg or your less coordinated leg. It will take a few extra reps just to get back in rhythm and to get that feeling in the glute. So just take them slow, take them controlled. Remember, you're keeping the heels close, taking the knees wide, and you're lifting up and out. You're almost trying to pull that knee behind your body while keeping your hips stacked, looking ahead of yourself. Keeping those going. The whole body should be relaxed and staying still, apart from that top leg, lifting up and out from the knee, working the sides of that top glute. And 10 seconds to go. And relax off there. So for this next one, you're probably going to want to fold your mat over a couple of times just to give yourself some extra cushioning under your knees. Starting position, kneeling, nice and upright, but put your heels a little bit wider than your hips. All we're going to do from here is sit back down to the heels, press up, squeeze the glutes. So you're almost doing a squat from the knees. Sitting to the heels, driving up, squeezing the glutes. Highly recommend you have that mat folded over under your knees. It will feel horrible if you don't have much cushioning underneath them. But we will go for the shortest amount of time on this one, just in case anyone there doesn't have a mat or has one of those really thin, sort of like yoga style mats that doesn't give you much support. Remember, our focus is squeezing those glutes at the top and keeping it at a controlled tempo. You're going to get nowhere if you're just rushing through as many reps as you can. bouncing down and up, you're not going to be recruiting the right muscles. Twenty seconds left on these, only a short round for these. And relax off there. I'm going to go on to the final one. One that I put into every single one we do. My favourite exercise for activating the glutes or working the glutes on their own. Lying nice and flat to the floor, face down. I want you to turn your toes out, point your heels in. That's really important that you do get that part. And from here, all you do is take one long, slow breath out. Push your hips into the floor and squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. That's going to drag your feet and potentially your knees off the floor. And I want you to hold that squeeze and hold that breath out for as long as you possibly can. And then relax. Deep breath in and into the next rep. Even if you're only getting one rep every 5 seconds, that's not an issue at all. These are meant to be a really slow and controlled movement. And it's all about holding that squeeze, holding that breath out as long as you can. What you want to avoid doing is trying to lift your legs as high as possible. All that does is recruit muscles in your back. And surprisingly, even though it's just lifting your legs off the floor, it's even going to recruit muscles in your upper back as well. And all that's doing is stealing work from the glutes. So just focus on pushing the hips into the floor, squeeze the glutes as hard as you can, and your legs will come off the floor as far as they need to. It'll be slightly different for everyone. Hold that squeeze and hold that breath out. And look to go for about another 30 seconds on these. And that will be the glute part out of the way. So just keep them slow and controlled. Even if you're only going to get 5 good reps done between now and the end of the round, that's absolutely fine. Focus on that breath out. Focus on that squeeze. Really try and focus on squeezing those glutes as hard as you can. 10 seconds. Got time for one more good rep. 5 seconds. Really big squeeze, really big breath out. And relax off there. Get your breath back, get your recovery. So it's the warm-up done, stretched off, body's moving. Glutes should feel a little bit on fire now and a little bit sore from that. And now we're going to go into the leg workout. So we've pre-exhausted the glutes. So it's going to be a lot easier to tire them out on the leg workout than it normally would be. So for the leg workout, recommend having your drinks on hand nice and near. What we're going to do is 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and then change what exercise we're doing. First exercise we've got is half squats. So all you're doing for a half squat is you drop all the way down, come halfway up, and then you drop down into the next rep. So you're never fully standing up. You're either halfway up or all the way down. You never fully stand up. Let's get you ready for those. So we're going to start on half squats in 3, 2, 1, and we go. So all the way down, only halfway up. All the way down, only halfway up. So push through the heels, still exhale on the way up and breathe in on the way down. Just you doing a half squat doesn't mean it has to be double the tempo of a regular squat. Keep it really nice and slow and controlled so you can feel the tension all the way through the movement. Three, 2, 1. Relax off there. Going to go on to walkouts next. Starting off standing, legs as straight as you can. Going to walk out into a long arm plank and then walk all the way in. In 3, 2, 1. And we go into walkouts. So just regular walkouts. Legs as straight as you can. Walking all the way out. Hold the plank for a second. Walk all the way in. You want to feel that stretch on your hamstrings on the walk out and on the walk in. So do this with the legs as straight as possible. Again, everyone's will be a little bit different depending on your flexibility levels. Ten seconds to go. relax off there. Next up, we've got curtsy lunges. For these, you want to step back and behind your front leg, drop down, stand up, drop back and behind your front leg, drop down, stand up. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Stepping behind and down, back to the middle, stepping behind and down, back to the middle. So focus on pushing through that front leg. Never push off the toes on the back leg. It's all about working that front leg every time. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. For this next one, on the mats is a little bit different from a bear hold. So knees just off the floor. You're going to press your legs straight, drop back down. So you never let the knees touch the floor, and you're always on your toes. In 3, 2, 1. So knees just off the floor in a box. Press your legs straight, drop back down. Never let the knees touch the floor. Really going to burn the quads with this one. Keeping those going. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Regular sumo squats next. So back to standing. Feet in that sumo stance. You're going to drop down all the way. Press up through the heels. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Full range of motion. Sumo squats coming up. In 3, 2, 1. And we go. Regular sumo squats. Halfway there. Ten seconds to go. Nice and low. I'm going to press through those heels and squeeze the glutes at the top. For 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. It's going to be half RDLs next. I recommend doing this with a light bend in the knee. You want to come as low as you can, stand halfway up. Low as you can, come halfway up. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So light bend in the knee. Reach as low as you can. Feel your hamstrings scream at you. Stand halfway up. Reach back down. Halfway up. Reach back down. So always keeping tension on your hamstrings. You can do this with added weight. It'll be really good. But for now, body weight will be absolutely fine because we've already pre-fatigued our legs. Now we're just burning out whatever fibers have survived. Keep those going. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. And as always, we are going to finish with a squat hold or wall sit. If you've got a wall, go for a wall sit. If you don't, use a squat hold, either's fine. What you're looking for is hips and knees level, arms out for your balance, trying to keep your legs as still as possible. In 3, 2, 1. Into those we go. Drop down to the bottom of your wall sit or squat hold, whichever you've chosen. 40 seconds to hold here, and then you've got a much longer rest break to get some proper recovery in. 10 seconds ago. Seconds ago. 30 seconds ago. Last 10 seconds to hold. And have you relax off in 3, 2, one, relax off there. Shake the legs off, get some movement through the lower body, grab your drinks. Try and aim for just gentle sips on your drink. Don't take big gulps because they'll sit in your stomach and feel horrible later on. So going to take about a minute to recover and get your breath, and we're going to go through that leg circuit one more time. So one more round on legs, and that'll be the lower body complete. Let's just let you get your breath, let you get your recovery. So it's going to be that same round coming up again. So we will start off on those half squats. Remember, you're just doing the bottom half of your squat. And let's get ready to go into those. Right, half squats coming up. In 3, 2, 1. And we go. Half squats. So all the way down, press halfway up, all the way down, press halfway up. Always keeping it slow and controlled. Always keeping that tension. Remember, you're still pushing through your heels, still exhaling on the way up, deep breath in on the way down, still controlling the tempo. Still focused on quality of reps, not quantity of reps. Halfway. Three, 2, 1. Relax off there. 20 seconds to breathe. And you've got those walkouts coming up next. So legs as straight as you can. Walking out to your long arm plank. Pause. Walking all the way back into standing. Walkouts coming up. In 3, 2, 1. Into those walkouts. Straight in when you're ready. As soon as you're ready for the walkouts, straight into them. Remember, you're stretching off the hamstrings on the way down, stretching the hamstrings on the way in. You've got 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Reset yourself, get your position in. It's those curtsy squats next. And you're bringing that back foot round and behind the other leg. But the front leg does all the work to stand up, no matter which side you're going to. Let's get you ready. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Covering plenty of distance, going round and behind. Front leg pushing you back up to the middle. Breath out as you stand up. Deep breath in as you drop down into each lunge. And control your tempo. Three, 2, 1. Relax off there. Back on the mat. Starting in that box position, knees on the hips, hands on the shoulders. Press into your toes to get your knees off the floor, and you're going to press your legs straight. Drop back down into the box. Press your legs straight. Drop back down into the box. Knees never touching the floor. 3, 2, 1. In you go. Keeping those going. Get your rhythm, get your movement. Big breaths out as you straighten those legs. Control the knees on the way down. Never letting them touch the floor. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. We've got sumo squats next. Get ready in that sumo stance. Going back into those. In 3, 2, 1. Sumo squats, pushing those knees wide, pressing up through the heels, squeezing your glutes at the top. Really try and get a squeeze in those glutes and really try and get nice and low on every rep. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Nice. Half RDLs. So remember, feet hip width apart, toes forward, light bend in the knee. Drop down as low as you can, stretching the hamstrings. Come halfway up. Low as you can, halfway up. So you're never fully standing up. You've always got tension on the hamstrings. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Only ever coming halfway up. Never letting yourself fully stand up. Those hamstrings always having pressure on them. Keep your tempo controlled. That's halfway there. And in 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds to relax. Now we're going to finish on that squat, hold, or wall sit, whichever one you chose last time. Go with the same one. And remember, you want hips and knees level, arms away from yourself for your balance, keeping your legs as static as you can. Now let's get you ready. In 3, 2, 1. In we go. Drop down into that squat or wall sit, whichever you've gone for. 40 seconds to hold, and that is the leg workout done. That is the lower body complete. Won't have to worry about it again. So stick to it. If your legs are starting to give up on you, force them through this last 30 seconds. Make sure you reach that finish line. Halfway. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax up to standing. Shake those off. Exaggerate your walking motion a little bit. Get some movement through the body. Stretch off a bit. I'm going to give you some time to breath and recover, and then we're going to finish off on some ab work. It's going to be much quicker timers on the ab work, so I'll go through it with you as we go. Almost there. Going to give you about 30 seconds or so to recover. Again, same rules with your drinks. Don't take huge gulps. It's taking huge gulps of water and then doing ab work is not a good recipe. So again, just get your mats ready and make sure you've got some space. That's all you're going to need. And what we're going to do is we're going to go 30 seconds per exercise. We're going to do both exercises twice and then finish in a plank. So our first exercise we're going to go through is a Pilates style sit-up. So feet in your regular sit-up position, hands up overhead. All I want you to do is reach from overhead all the way forward. Imagine reaching for your feet. But I don't want you to come all the way up, so don't throw yourself into a full sit-up. What you're looking for is just slow and controlled. Lean in the chest up as you come forward. Pause, control your way back. So it's a slow and controlled movement, not throwing yourself in with momentum. Let's get you ready. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So 30 seconds for that Pilates style sit-up. Really important that your feet stay on the floor. Remember, you're not launching yourself in to try and complete the rep. Just slow and controlled, lifting the chest, holding the squeeze, control yourself back down. We've just gone past halfway. We're going to go for Russian twists next. So in 10 seconds, it's going to be bodyweight Russian twists. In 3, 2, 1. Bodyweight Russian twist. So feet just off the floor, touching each side of your mat, rotating that upper body, looking left, looking right, looking left, looking right. Leg back, The straighter you go with your legs, the more difficult you'll find it. So if you need to, put a slight bend into the knee. Halfway there. If you're really struggling, just let your heels rest on the floor, but really make sure that rotation's in there. Going to go for that Pilates style sit up again in 3, 2, 1. Into that Pilates style sit up. Get those feet anchored to the ground. Remember, you're not using momentum. You're controlling your way through, lifting your chest as you complete each rep. Going to be going back to those Russian twists in 3, 2, 1. Russian twists. Straight back in. 30 seconds here. Halfway there. At the end of this 15 seconds, we're all going to finish in a plank. You can go short arm or long arm, completely up to you. Getting ready for that plank in 3, 2, 1. Into that plank. If you want to go long arm, go long arm. If you want to go short arm, go short arm. Pick whichever one. Either way, you want hips and shoulders level, core squeezed. And we're going to look for 45 seconds. If you know you're not going to make it, I'll let you know at halfway. You can take a short breather. That's 15 of the 45 out of the way. And that's our halfway mark. If you need to, just pop your knees down, take a deep breath, and then straight back in. And we've got just over 15 seconds to hold. Ten seconds to hold. 5 seconds to hold. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Pop those knees down. Get your breath back. Let yourselves recover, guys. That is all the hard work complete. That's all the horrible stuff out of the way. If you want to unmute, now's your chance. You can unmute now. If you want to catch your breath first and then unmute, that's completely fine as well. But that is all the hard work done. Get your breath back and we'll stretch off in a moment.
Yeah.
Feel better?
Yes. Yeah. Stress buster, isn't it? Yeah. Everything
Must be time for a glass of wine and a snooze.
Oh, glass one.
Me.
fine. Definitely.
Right, how are you all feeling? All good? All good?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thanks. Very
Yes,
nice.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Just give it a minute to breathe and then we'll stretch off.
Are you floating yet in Polebrook, Sue?
Think we could be again.
Yeah. Heavy rain again, isn't it?
Dreadful.
Snow on Sunday, talking about.
Yeah.
So,
So they say. Yeah.
yeah, delight. So,
Walking the dog is a nightmare at the moment. It's
Oh,
like
I bet
trying to
it
stay upright in the mud.
yeah. And the mud as well. So it's not
Oh.
just you, it's a muddy dog. Well, you,
Yeah.
Sue.
Takes half an hour every time we come home to clean him up.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
We'll get going on the stretch down.
Right.
Been saying this every single class and people are probably sick of it, but it's not going to improve your flexibility. It's all sort of maintenance. It is just for the muscle health and for your joint health to keep them nice and healthy. So starting off, feet about hip width apart, toes straight on. Keep your legs completely straight for this. Push your hips back and then drop down, reaching for your toes. Doesn't matter if you reach your toes. The important bit is to get that stretch in the hamstrings. And then big breath out, reach for the ceiling, hips forward, taking a slight backwards bend, weight on your heels. And relax off that. Next one, quads. Gonna grab a bit of balance if you need to on this, which I think I should have done. There we go, saved it. And relax off there, swap it over. Get your positioning, get your balance. And relax, nice. Next one, hug both your arms out in front, dip your head, arch your upper back, push your shoulders away from yourself and draw your chest into your body. Gently breathing through. And then hug your arms the whole way around. Chest forward, shoulders back, trying to meet your elbows together behind your back. And then shoulders, straight arm across the body, looking over the shoulder, you're stretching. And swapping, same on the other side. And then triceps, hand on the back of the opposite shoulder, pushing your elbow to follow your wrist. And swapping, same on the other side. And relax off there.